Welcome to the second half of the final gym in Pokemon Red. So, our Wartortle evolved in the at the very end of the last part, so let's go ahead and take a look at just how kick-ass Blastoise is, huh? It'll be freaking awesome. Level 38 Machoke, meet level 40 fucking 2 Blastoise. Come on, one shot! Ah, shit. Blastoise is definitely a lot tougher than Wartortle, but he's not, like, game-breakingly tough, I'm afraid. Sorry, if you were expecting him to be just an unbelievable god, well, he kind of is, but at the same time, not really. You can one-shot this Machop, though, I can guarantee that. Please don't make me look like an idiot, game. Thank you. Huh. And another Machoke. So, unless I get a critical hit here, I can't one-shot it, but I can two-shot it. So, you know. I mentioned this before. Oh, that was fucking weird. I guess that Machoke had different stats than the one before it. I don't know, that's odd. Pokemon League don't get cocky. Me? Cocky? I've never been cocky before in my life. Okay, so let's go ahead and finish taking out this gym. I mean, I'm more than tough enough to handle it. Heh, you must be running out of steam by now. Actually, I'm doing pretty good. So we switched Flareon to the first slot. Why? I don't know. I figured because it's time for Flareon to get his share of leveling and battling. So we're going to take out this Sandslash, the evolved form of Sandshrew. It's actually pretty tough. In later games, it becomes outclassed pretty severely. But in this first generation, it's plenty tough. At least physically. If I were to Fire Blast it, then it would be over in no time. But that takes us to Dugtrio. I don't think we've seen Dugtrio yet. But I have mentioned it. I know for a fact I have. Dugtrio is the evolved form of Diglett. It is very fast, and it hits very, very hard. However, though, it cannot take a hit to save its life. Also, it uses ground-type attacks, which do not affect flying Pokemon. So, if you have any kind of a flying type, and it starts to use, let's say, Dig, as it did to me, switch to a flying Pokemon, it won't be able to hit you with it. Sand Attack, even though it is a ground-type move, will still hit flying Pokemon. But it keeps using Dig. Never gonna fucking hit me. Never. I think the other move his Dugtrio knows might be Scratch or Slash, but honestly, who cares? Double Edge is Slash. Double Edge is fucking awesome, but it does hurt you quite a bit if you actually do a lot of damage. Like that. It actually hurts a fair amount, but that doesn't outweigh the massive damage you do, in my opinion. Since Aerodactyl's only level 30, I need it to have a really strong attack, and you can't top Double Edge for the most part. Flareon's trying to learn Tail Whip at level 30-fucking-7. Why in the world would you want Tail Whip at level 37? And that guy's full of shit. You do not need power to keep up with this gym leader. Roar, I'm working myself into a rage! Okay, bud, calm down. Calm down. Oh, boy. Anywho, it's another Machop. Whoop-de-doo. Damn. So, I didn't mention it. Well, I have mentioned it before, but the reason I taught Flareon Fire Blast, even though it is the hardest hitting attack but doesn't have very good accuracy, is because Flareon does not learn the move Flamethrower until it's either level 63 or 67. I can't remember, but it's one of those. Not until it's up in the 60s. You should never ever need to get to that level. There's nothing in this game that you would need to be level 60, 63 or 67 to do. So, I can't fathom why they would do that. And it doesn't learn the move Fire Spin, which is better than Ember in my opinion, until like level 50-something, which is more reasonable, but at the same time, it's not as good as Flamethrower. And it doesn't hit as hard as Fire Blast, so I opted instead to use the TM Fire Blast. But this takes us to Rhyhorn, which, this is freaking kick-ass. Flareon Fire Blast Rhyhorn. And even though Fire Blast is not very effective against Rhyhorn, it only does half its normal damage, it's still one-shot the Rhyhorn. That's always awesome. I always loved that. Oh, boy. Anywho, we're actually almost done with this gym. It's... for the last gym, it's so underwhelming. It is so underwhelming. That's something that I can't stand, because Koga's gym, Sabrina's gym, definitely the two toughest gyms. But then, after that, Cinnabar gym, you can get through without battling anyone but Blaine. This gym, I actually went out of my way to battle everybody. Anyway, though, this is my hideout. I plan to resurrect Team Rocket here. But once again, you have caught me. This time, I'm not going to hold back. You shall face Giovanni, the greatest of all Pokemon trainers. So, it is our final rematch with Don Giovanni, who apparently is a gym leader. Oh, but Jeebus, who saw that coming? Huh? Anywho, he still has a Rhyhorn. This Rhyhorn I can't one-shot with Fire Blast, but it takes 2 instead of just 1, so... And I'll take that however you will. If you want to know the 100% most kick-ass strategy for this gym leader, use a water Pokemon. I know, crazy, right? Right? Same exact strategy as the last gym leader. The thing is that he only has ground-type Pokemon. Some of them are dual-typed with rocks, such as Rhyhorn, but at the same time, that doesn't amount to anything, because that just means they're going to die that much quicker. He has Pokemon like Dugtrio, which is just ground-type, but that's still a ×2 weakness to water. We already know he has a Nidoqueen, that's Poison/Ground. Once again, 2 times weakness to water. Every single one of his Pokemon are weak against water-type. And, I don't know, that kind of frustrating, because the last gym leader was weak against water as well. I'm kind of nitpicking. I mean, it's the final gym. I love that it's Don Giovanni who's the leader. I mean, that's kick-ass, though I wouldn't really call it a plot twist. Especially because they didn't have the common sense to remove his name from the little statue next to the guy. So, I can't really offer a whole lot of new strategies for the 3 Pokemon we've seen. Nidoqueen knows Body Slam, which is gonna fucking hurt. But at the same time, it also knows Scratch. I don't know what else it knows. Let's see. Maybe it'll use something else. Guard Spec. He's been doing that this whole entire game. Scratch. Why bother with it? Poison Sting. Another shitty move that should have been replaced. Nidoqueen is an awesome Pokemon, but he doesn't really use his Nidoqueen's real potential. But it did knock out our Aerodactyl. An alternative strategy if you do not have a Water-type Pokemon, Psychic type. Most broken type in the game. It's super effective against 2 of his Pokemon. And then the 2 of his other Pokemon have such shit for special stat that he's going to be able to knock them out. Psychic's a really good alternative. But we get to see his Nidoking. This is the first time that we've seen his Nidoking. Clearly his Nidorino has evolved. Is his Nidoking worse than his Nidoqueen? Honestly, I don't know. They both know such subpar attacks for the most part that I can't really say that he's using them in a very good way. Huzzah! Level 39 Hypno! But that takes us to his final Pokemon, Rhydon, the final form of Rhyhorn. Just like Rhyhorn, it's Rock/Ground type, so ×4 weakness to water. Water's the way to go, people. It also has a really shitty special stat, so as you'll see here, I almost knock it out with Dream Eater. Oh boy. Like I said, really underwhelming for the final gym leader. I was really disappointed because I was expecting something unbelievably hard. He is slightly harder in Pokemon Yellow because he has a different Pokemon in his team. But whatever, we're not playing Yellow. Ha! That was a truly intense fight. You have won. As proof, here is the Earth Badge. The Earth Badge makes Pokemon of any level obey. Blah, 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 blah. Yes, we can enter the Pokemon League now. And he gives us TM27, which contains the move Fissure. It is a one-hit knockout move like Horndrill. And apparently he made the TM. If you talk to him again, Having lost, I cannot face my underlings. Team Rocket is finished forever. I will dedicate my life to the study of Pokemon. Let us meet again someday. Farewell! So, yeah. We don't see Don Giovanni again. Kind of lackluster, isn't it? At least as far as I'm aware. I'm going to do some research to make sure. But yeah, I want Don Giovanni to come back. Don Giovanni was kick-ass. Best villain boss of any Pokemon game. He needs to come back. Anywho, stay tuned for part 39 where we begin the final parts of the game. See ya.